Sports Night analyst Richard Oliver joining us again. And Richard, President Trump revisited the Colin Kaepernick situation yesterday, just days after NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell encouraged teams to consider looking at Kaepernick. Now, President Trump said that if owners think Kaepernick will help them win, then they will sign him. The president's message continues to be that Kaepernick isn't good enough, which implies that there's nothing else that's keeping him out of football. These certainly won't be the last comments we hear from Trump about this issue, but how much are NFL owners, if any, influenced by President Trump's ongoing dialogue about this situation?
Well, I think they're influenced in part because obviously a lot of the NFL owners are conservatives. They're businessmen. What the president says sometimes influences things financially. I think those relationships have been very strong for the NFL over the years. Listen, the NFL's got a nice little sweetheart package going, with on the financial end of things, as far as the taxing and some different stuff. But that's a whole different discussion. I think that Trump influences it incrementally. You look at if Colin Kaepernick was a backup running back, this would not be the discussion that would have resonated as it has over the last few years. This is a starting quarterback, a guy who started 58 games in the NFL, Super Bowl, a couple of NFC championship games. This is a guy that's got some credentials behind him. So I look at these kind of things when Trump is talking about that, but he's right in that one sense. If Colin Kaepernick can help a team win football games, that's going to be important to any owner. Now, some teams are actually ruled by their owners. Their owners are plugged into it. They're going to make decisions for you, Jerry Jones being one of them. Other teams, the owners stand away, like the Spurs have had the glory for years of having the owners stand away and let the coaches and the general manager make the decisions. So it kind of depends on that. But Jill, I don't know how you feel about this, but I think yes, if Colin Kaepernick can win, but from the owner's perspective overall, can he make us some money? Can this guy make us money? Can he win and do the kind of things that we need him to do on the field that will translate to revenue? That's what's important to the owners. From the general manager perspective on down, Colin Kaepernick is a pretty darn good quarterback. And I want to get him on the field because he's going to help us in that perspective.
You mentioned Kaepernick's resume, his credentials, his time in the league. What team in the league right now would benefit most from his skill set?
Well, I would have said the Tampa Bay Bucks, but they seem like they work things out during the offseason pretty well. But, you look at the Chicago Bears with Mitch Trubisky and that whole situation and how nasty that's been. I think that's a place where he could certainly step forward. You look at the Chargers with Tyrod Taylor now as their quarterback there. That's a place where Colin Kaepernick could probably make some impact immediately. Jacksonville. So, you look at those three teams. Obviously, there's a lot of teams right now that could use a backup quarterback because, Jill, it's really interesting when you look across the league right now. The quarterback situation is probably as thin as it's ever been. It's really interesting when you look at those kind of things. Plus, a lot of the teams now are trying to keep three quarterbacks on the roster pretty consistently, even off the practice squad, three active quarterbacks because it's a different league these days. Guys are getting cut in half out there on the field. So, but I think of the three that I look at, the Bears would be a great fit for him. I think Jacksonville, and I think the Chargers in particular are a team that's very intriguing when it comes to Colin Kaepernick.
I like all of those suggestions. And while the NFL season is still set to kick off September 13th, and no doubt there will be continuous ongoing discussions from here until then. Richard, thank you so much.